One of the great adages of working in digital media is let the software do the work, don't you do it. In this example, what we're going to do is we're going to let the software actually share layers across multiple pages in a document rather than you having to copy and paste and do the grunt work. And to get yourself started, I need you to open up the prototype underscore o3.png file located in your exercise folder. And when it opens, you'll see a photograph of a warrior, a little gradient here, some text. And it's been determined that we want to share this text to another page in the document. And that page is the travel page. And we've got this big old hole here that we can pop that text into. Now, you can copy and paste. That's not a big deal. But like I said, you can let the software do it for you. And here's how. What you do is you come to the Layers panel, find the layer you want to share, which in this case is the text layer. Now listen, when you're sharing a layer, you cannot share individual pieces of content in a layer. It's the entire layer. So that means that if you share the text layer, lorem ipsum and rectangle will move. Let's figure out how to share it. There are two ways of doing it, actually. If you right-click on the layer name, you can see Share Layer to Pages or Share Layer to All Pages. If the layer contains just, say, a logo or content that's going to appear on every page, like a header or a footer or something like that, you can actually select this one. In this case, what we want to do is just share this layer to the travel page. Now, the other place where you can do this is right here with the pop-down menu. See, right here, Share Layer to Pages. So when you select it, a dialog box opens up. On the left side, it's going to ask you, what layer do you want to share to? Well, I want to share to the travel layer. So I click the Add button, and you can see this layer is now going to show up on the home and the travel pages. Click OK. And if we go to the travel page, you can see there's the layer. Now, the really cool thing about working with shared layers is that if you find a typo or a mistake or something like that, if you make a change on one shared layer, it's reflected against all the layers or pages that it's shared on. And for example, if I get the text tool here and I just select, say, this first sentence and just type in, this is the first sentence, and swing over to my selection tool, and don't worry about the dialog box, and come to my home page, you can see the change is reflected there. So if you make a change to a layer that's being shared, it's basically shared against that change appears in all of the instances of that shared layer. Now, what if you want to remove a shared layer? In other words, you decide you're looking at the travel page and you think, this really is not the appropriate text here. I'm going to have to put something else in here. Yeah, so I want to get rid of the shared layer. Well, what you do is you just come up to the text layer and there's that shared layer icon, and you just right click and you just say, look, detach shared layer. And what that will do is detach the shared layer from that page. And you notice it's no longer there, so you can actually change the text. I'm going to change the text here. And I'm going to change it to this detached. Come back to my selection tool. This is just telling me that editing the text in this thing may have some problems. It's not, so don't worry about it. And if I come back to the home page, you'll notice that that change is not reflected. You can also remove the shared layer on the main page too, so you can just basically say, get rid of it. The other thing that you see here, exclude shared layer, basically what that tells you is just to forget about showing it. Okay, we're going to detach the shared layer. You notice the icon is gone, and now it's its own layer. So in this exercise, I showed you how to let the software do the work by sharing a layer, the content of a layer across pages. Individual pages, you can share them across multiple pages. I also showed you how to edit a shared layer. In other words, the change you make in a layer that's been shared is rippled across all the instances of that shared layer. And I also showed you how to detach a layer and remove it from the instances.